Life can sometimes feel like a relentless current. It pulls us in directions we never intended to go. We all have days, weeks, or even months when the challenges just keep coming, one after another, like waves crashing against the shore. A difficult project at work, a misunderstanding with a loved one, a sudden financial worry, can leave us feeling completely submerged. It's a universal human experience to feel overwhelmed, to look at the mountain of tasks and troubles before us, and wonder how we will ever find the strength to start climbing. The constant notifications on our phones, the endless stream of news, and the societal expectation to always be productive create a perfect storm for mental and emotional exhaustion. We try to juggle everything, hoping not to drop any of the spinning plates. That is where our power lies. Not in building impenetrable walls to keep challenges out, but in developing the internal resources to face them head-on and emerge stronger on the other side. So, what is this incredible power that allows us to navigate life's storms? It's called resilience. In the simplest terms, resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity. Think of it like a rubber ball. When you drop it, it hits the ground. It doesn't shatter or stay flat. It absorbs the impact and bounces right back up. Resilience is that quality within us. It's not about avoiding the fall. It's about how quickly and effectively we get back up after we've fallen. Resilience doesn't mean you won't feel pain, sadness, or frustration when things go wrong. It is not about being stoic or suppressing your emotions. In fact, a huge part of being resilient is allowing yourself to feel those difficult emotions, to acknowledge the struggle, and to process the experience without letting it define you or your future. Imagine a deeply rooted tree in the middle of a powerful storm. The wind howls and the rain pours down, causing the tree's branches to bend and sway violently. A weaker, more rigid tree might snap under the pressure. But the resilient tree bends with the wind, its flexible branches moving with the force rather than fighting against it. Its deep roots hold it firmly in the ground, providing a stable anchor. When the storm finally passes, the tree may have lost a few leaves or even a small branch, but it remains standing, tall and strong. This is a perfect metaphor for human resilience. It's our ability to be flexible in the face of pressure while staying grounded in our core values and sense of self. One of the most powerful and liberating truths about resilience is that it functions just like a muscle. No one is born with perfectly developed biceps, and similarly, no one is born with unshakable resilience. It is something that must be built over time through consistent practice and intentional effort. Just as you go to the gym to lift weights to strengthen your body, you can engage in specific mental exercises to strengthen your resilience. Each time you face a challenge and consciously choose a positive response, you are completing a rep for your resilience muscle. The first few times might feel incredibly difficult, just like the first time you try to lift a heavy weight. You might struggle, and your form might not be perfect, but with consistency, something amazing begins to happen. Facing a minor inconvenience, like being stuck in traffic, becomes an opportunity to practice patience instead of letting frustration take over. This is like a warm-up set. Then, when a bigger challenge arrives, a critical project fails, or you receive disappointing news, your resilience muscle is better prepared for the heavier lift. You've been training for this. Over time, the neural pathways in your brain begin to strengthen, and what was once difficult becomes second nature. Building resilience works in exactly the same way. By consistently choosing empowering thoughts and actions, you are literally rewiring your brain to be more resilient. You are carving out new mental habits that will automatically kick in when you need them most. We live in an age of unprecedented speed and connectivity, a world that promises more efficiency and opportunity than ever before. Yet, for many of us, this fast-paced environment has created a unique set of challenges that constantly test our resilience. The pressure to be always on is immense. Our jobs often bleed into our personal lives, with emails and messages arriving at all hours, leaving us feeling like we are perpetually running on a treadmill that is set just a little too fast, never allowing us to fully catch our breath. This relentless pace is compounded by the culture of comparison that is fueled by social media. We are constantly exposed to the seemingly perfect lives of others, their career achievements, exotic vacations, and happy family moments. While we logically know that these are just curated highlights, it's hard not to feel a sense of inadequacy or that we are somehow falling behind. This constant social comparison can erode our self-esteem and create a persistent low-level anxiety. Furthermore, the sheer volume of information we are expected to process every day is staggering. From global news cycles filled with distressing events to the endless stream of content on our feeds, our brains are in a state of constant information overload. This can lead to decision fatigue, where the simple act of making a choice feels exhausting. It also heightens our awareness of problems in the world that are far beyond our personal control, which can leave us feeling helpless and anxious. In this environment, even small setbacks can feel like the final straw that breaks the camel's back. A spilled coffee, a missed deadline, or a disagreement with a friend can feel disproportionately catastrophic because our baseline level of stress is already so high. Our capacity to handle life's inevitable bumps and bruises is diminished when we are already running on empty. This is why building resilience is no longer a luxury. It is a fundamental necessity for navigating the modern world. In the midst of this complex, fast-paced world, what if I told you there was a simple, scientifically backed secret to building resilience? What if the key to weathering life's storms wasn't some complicated, time-consuming program, but a single, powerful habit that you could start today in just a few minutes? This secret is gratitude journaling. It may sound almost too simple to be effective against the heavy weight of modern challenges, but its impact is, honestly, pretty profound. Gratitude is the practice of noticing and appreciating the good things in your life, no matter how small they may seem. It is a conscious shift in focus from what is wrong to what is right, from what you lack to what you have. Gratitude acts as a powerful antidote to the brain's natural negativity bias. Our brains evolved to be very good at spotting threats and problems as a survival mechanism. This is why we so often find ourselves dwelling on a single negative comment from our boss while ignoring a dozen compliments. Gratitude journaling actively counteracts this tendency. By intentionally scanning your day for positive things, you are training your brain to look for the good. You are telling your mind, pay attention to this too. This simple act begins to balance the scales, creating a more realistic and optimistic perspective on your life and your circumstances. This practice is really the ultimate resilience builder because it anchors you in the present moment and connects you with a sense of abundance, even during difficult times. When you are facing a major challenge, it's easy for that one problem to consume all of your mental and emotional energy. It can feel like your entire world is falling apart. But the act of writing down 3 to 5 things you are grateful for forces you to zoom out. It reminds you that even on the hardest days, there are still sources of comfort, joy, and support in your life. The warmth of a cup of tea, a supportive text from a friend, the comfort of your bed. These small points of light can be a lifeline in the darkness. The power of gratitude journaling lies in its simplicity and consistency. It is not a one-time fix, but a daily practice that gradually strengthens your resilience muscle. Each time you sit down to write in your journal, you are performing a small act of positive rebellion against the forces of stress, anxiety, and overwhelm. You are actively choosing where to place your attention. This small, consistent choice has a cumulative effect, rewiring your brain over time to become more naturally optimistic, hopeful, and resilient. It is a simple habit that creates a profound and lasting shift, unlocking a wellspring of inner strength you may not have even known you had. Let me share a story about a woman named Sarah, a dedicated elementary school teacher who loved her job but was on the fast track to complete burnout. Sarah was pouring every ounce of her energy into her students, often staying late to prepare lesson plans and spending her weekends grading papers. The emotional demands of the classroom, coupled with increasing pressure from administration and parents, left her feeling drained and unappreciated. She found herself becoming more cynical and irritable, both at work and at home. Her passion for teaching was fading, replaced by a constant feeling of exhaustion and the nagging thought that her efforts were making no difference. She was running on fumes, and her resilience was at an all-time low. A friend, noticing how stressed Sarah had become, gently suggested she try gratitude journaling. Sarah was skeptical. How could writing down a few nice things possibly help with her overwhelming workload and emotional fatigue? It seemed trivial, almost insulting. But she was desperate for a change, so she agreed to try it for 1 week. She bought a small, inexpensive notebook, and that night forced herself to write down 3 things. The first entry was simple. I'm grateful for the hot shower I just took. I'm grateful my car started this morning. I'm grateful for the slice of leftover pizza I had for dinner. It felt silly, but she stuck with it. For the next few days, she continued the practice, and something subtle began to shift. As she started actively looking for things to write down, she began to notice small moments of positivity she had previously overlooked. She wrote about a picture a student drew for her, the kindness of a colleague who brought her coffee, and the quiet beauty of the sunrise she saw on her drive to work. These moments had always been there, but her brain, clouded by stress, had been filtering them out. The journal forced her to pay attention. It didn't change her circumstances. The workload was still heavy, and the pressures were still there, but it started to change her perception of her day. After a few weeks, the change was undeniable. Sarah found she was starting her days with a slightly more positive outlook. Instead of dreading the challenges ahead, she felt more equipped to handle them. The small daily practice of gratitude had replenished her emotional reserves. It reminded her of the why behind her work, the small joys and connections that made teaching meaningful. Her cynicism began to soften, replaced by a renewed sense of purpose and hope. Gratitude journaling didn't take away her problems, but it gave her the resilience to face them. It was the simple breakthrough she needed, a small anchor of positivity that helped her find her footing and eventually her love for teaching again. The positive effects of a regular gratitude practice extend far beyond just feeling a little better in the moment. This simple habit creates a powerful ripple effect that can transform your health, your relationships, and your entire outlook on life. It works because it literally rewires the neural pathways in your brain. When you consistently focus on and feel gratitude, you are strengthening the circuits in your prefrontal cortex associated with positive emotions, empathy, and cognitive flexibility. At the same time, you are calming the amygdala, the brain's fear and stress center. This means that over time, your brain's default setting begins to shift from a state of threat vigilance to one of calm and connect. This neurological shift has profound physical health benefits. Studies have shown that people who regularly practice gratitude experience lower blood pressure, improved immune function, and better sleep quality. When you go to bed with your mind focused on the positive aspects of your day, you are less likely to ruminate on worries and anxieties, allowing your body and mind to achieve deeper, more restorative rest. A well-rested brain is a more resilient brain. Furthermore, grateful people are more likely to take care of their health. When you appreciate your body, you are more inclined to exercise, eat healthier foods, and avoid harmful behaviors, creating a virtuous cycle of well-being. The ripple effect also transforms your social world. Gratitude is a profoundly social emotion. When you feel grateful for the people in your life, it changes how you interact with them. You become more likely to express your appreciation, to offer help, and to forgive minor transgressions. This strengthens your social bonds and builds a more robust support network. A strong support system is one of the most critical factors in resilience. Knowing you have people you can count on during tough times makes any challenge feel more manageable. Perhaps most importantly, a consistent gratitude practice builds what we call positive psychological capital. It increases your levels of hope, optimism, and self-esteem. By regularly acknowledging the good in your life and the sources of that good, you begin to see the world as a more benevolent place and yourself as a more capable person. This optimistic mindset is the very essence of resilience. It allows you to see setbacks not as permanent roadblocks, but as temporary challenges that you have the resources to overcome. The simple, daily act of writing in a journal creates a wave of positive change that touches every area of your life, building a foundation of strength that will support you for years to come. The journey to greater resilience can begin right now, in this very moment. The beauty of gratitude journaling is its immediate accessibility. You don't need to wait for the perfect time or for a major life event to get started. You can take your first step today with just a few simple actions. The most important thing is to move from intention to action. So right now, find something to write on. It could be a beautiful new journal, a simple spiral notebook, the back of a receipt, or the Notes app on your phone. The medium doesn't matter. What matters is the decision to start. Choose your tool and place it somewhere visible, like on your nightstand or next to your coffee maker, as a physical reminder of your new commitment. Next, decide on your when and where. The key to building a new habit is to make it as effortless as possible. Think about your daily routine. Are you a morning person who enjoys a quiet moment before the day begins? Or do you prefer to unwind and reflect in the evening before bed? Choose a specific time that you can realistically stick to. Then pair it with an existing habit. For example, after I brush my teeth in the morning, I will sit down at my kitchen table and write in my journal. Or, when I get into bed at night, I will write in my journal before I turn off the light. Making this specific plan dramatically increases your chances of success. For your very first entry tonight, keep it simple and pressure-free. Your goal is simply to complete the action. Open your notebook or app and write today's date. Then, write the heading, 3 things I'm grateful for. Now think back over your day. What is one small thing that brought you a moment of comfort or joy? Maybe it was the taste of your lunch. Write it down. What is something you often take for granted? Maybe it's the fact that you have a safe place to sleep. Write it down. Who is one person who had a positive impact on your day, even in a small way? Maybe it was a friendly cashier at the grocery store. Write it down. That's it. You've done it. Finally, embrace the idea of imperfection. There will be days when you feel uninspired. There will be days when you forget. That is perfectly okay. Don't let one missed day derail your progress. The goal is not perfection. It is consistency over time. If you forget, just pick it up again the next day without any judgment. Remember, this is a practice of self-compassion, not self-criticism. Every entry is a win. Every moment you choose to focus on the good is a rep for your resilience muscle. So take that first step today. Start small, be kind to yourself, and trust that this simple, powerful habit has the potential to change your life, one grateful thought at a time. I encourage you to try it, and perhaps even share your journey with someone else. If you're interested in learning more about self-improvement and resilience-building techniques, be sure to check out our other videos. Share your thoughts on resilience in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.